What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well. We are back for another edition of The Morning View, and I'm back with Mr. The Comedian in the morning. Yes.
That one was aggressive. All right. It was a bit aggressive. Good morning. How are you, bro? It's good to speak to you like this. It's good to speak in this fashion. Yeah,
it is. It's good to speak like this, not over the phone. You know,
yeah. You already was a bit rude to my missus this morning. She invited you around for some food and stuff, and you said, "F your sandwiches, F your jollof rice. I'm not coming." That's what you said.
Now, I feel like, just in 60 seconds into the show, you may have painted me in a light that's going to lead to some heavy accusations. Okay? That I don't want.
Well, did you say yes?
No, because I'm not in the location at the time.
So that's how I took it.
Yeah. No, do you know what he did? We're trying to work something out, yeah. And he went, "Oh, was this date?" And I went, I'm not there." And KG went, "Don't worry." And then he literally went to his wife. He went, "Don't worry." He said, "Screw your food. He doesn't like the food. He doesn't want to come round ever."
Man, that's too funny. Sorry, man. I need to behave myself, man. Good morning, though. Obviously you can see you 100% back in Ten Hag.
Yes, there's a lot to get into this morning, KG. We're going to be talking about. KG shaved his head in support for the manager. Got rid of his hair a good sort of 20 years ago to support the manager that was coming in. It was smart. Well, actually, allegedly, 40 or 50 years ago. I mean, we don't, according to some people in the comment section, right, KG, when they speculate about the age, you know what I mean? My favorite, it might be one of my favorite super chats of all time is speculating that you're in your late 50s. This is what happens when you lie to your wife about me, okay? I'm a bit back. But yes, we're going to be talking about Ten Hag being backed this morning, as well as this story about grumblings over Erik Ten Hag's involvement in the Manchester United transfer policy over the summer. Ooh, yes. And people concerned about his agents, the influence of his agents, and all that kind of stuff. We're also got a bit of an update, KG, on the Takeover.
News.
Takeover news. In 48 hours, it's Thursday, so you never know. And then we're going to bring it back down. Then we're going to bring it down and also be talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka out for a couple of months, KG. Hamstring injury. The rumors were accurate. Plus, we're going to be talking about the Champions League. Another one, indeed. One more time.
Another one. Another player.
We're going to be talking about the Champions League and just general Manchester United news. But first, let's get straight into this Erik Ten Hag story, KG. So I'm really interested to know what you think about this. So, according to Fabrizio Romano, the feeling among people close to Manchester United is that Erik Ten Hag is not the problem. Extra sporting matters, injuries, and the sales process are what pose problems for the day-to-day work for the Manchester United manager. Ten Hag remains 100% committed to the United project. He believes they have been unlucky, and the club are completely backing him in the process. But this kind of came out in response to what was a really strange story from Matt Hughes from the Daily Mail last night, which said, and this is quite long, but bear with me, it said that Manchester United staff had expressed concerns about the growing involvement of Erik Ten Hag's agent, Kees Vos, in the club's transfer activity. Kees Vos's sports entertainment groups have become the go-to agency in negotiating player signings and sales for Manchester United, as well as providing informal advice on the transfer market. Ten Hag's son, Nigel, also works for the agency as an analyst. Now, the agency owned by Ten Hag's agent was involved in multiple United signings this summer, representing Rasmus Højlund during his move from Atalanta, acting for United in negotiations over the loan signing of Sofyan Amrabat from Fiorentina, selling United player Zidane Iqbal João to Utrecht in June, just 2 months after he had joined the agency. Their growing influence has been noted by other agents as being unhappy at what they perceive as losing out on potential deals due to the link to Ten Hag. However, Man United sources have said that it's not unusual for top clubs to have strong links with particular agencies due to personal relationships formed by their key personnel, which often brings advantages in the transfer market. While acknowledging that the close relationship between the club and Kees Voss's agency has become a talking point, Manchester United insisted that their senior leadership are comfortable with this position. Now, it must also be stressed that, again, this is not, as Tom Jones would say, this is not unusual. There you go. That's a
not
song.
unusual.
It says not unusual because you've got an example of Pep Guardiola, represented by the same agency. His brother works for said agency. So you do have situations like this in football where, you know, as they say, close relationships can lead to advantages or synergy in the transfer market. KG, what are your thoughts on the backing? What are your thoughts on the story? And is this just another one of those things to sort of sow seeds of mistrust when it comes to Ten Hag?
Oh, listen, the journalists, the journals are working doubly hard. And you know, Man United itself is the most clickable club, and they're the talk of the town. No matter what, it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. We talk about Man United, you know, how either poor we're doing or how we should be doing better. Like there's always this, right? But then what is the problem in terms of if you try to make it look a certain way? We brought in Rasmus Højlund. Does anyone have an issue with Rasmus Højlund playing for Man United? Absolutely not. If there's an intel, because we usually miss out on prospects and signings. We missed out on Darwin Núñez. We missed out on, there's a few players that we wanted to buy, couldn't buy it. Haaland, I wish we had a connection with his agent when the time was happening. I know Oli was in there, but then our guys that negotiate are not good negotiators. Every time they try to do a deal that they have no involvement in, they can't get it done. You're talking about the Juventus one with Rabiot, that they chased him for 2 summers, didn't come in. Frankie de Jong chased him for 2 summers, didn't come in. So there's a lot of players that we've kind of wanted. Cody Gakpo, it was pretty much, it should have been a slam dunk, really. Couldn't get done. So if you're telling me that the club are doing things now to be smarter, to circumvent those things, I'm behind it all the way. But again, the media play media games. They want it to look a certain way. Is anyone angry about Sofyan Amrabat coming in? Absolutely not. I can't find the person, you know. So
wow, it's interesting you say that, actually, because I think it was the Muppeteers yesterday said this, and then it kind of got sort of people looking at it and saying that allegedly that basically the United recruitment department didn't think Sofyan Amrabat was going to succeed, but Erik ten Hag did. And Gary Neville had said some comments, I think, in his podcast over the weekend, saying that he had concerns that basically Erik ten Hag was selecting all of these players that United should go after. And it led to, and it's no coincidence, I think, that then this story comes out, you know, less than 24 hours after he says something like that. And I thought it was kind of insane that people are criticizing him for that, because have we not seen the story under several different managers? Mourinho, I mean, actually go back even further, Louis van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, of them being bitterly disappointed with players that they didn't get and criticizing the Manchester United recruitment department going, I wanted this player, I wanted that player, I didn't get it. I mean, we can go back to every manager. I mean, just look at Oli. He was like, I wanted Grealish, I wanted Haaland, didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jose,
absolutely.
he wanted a list of players, didn't get them. You look at Van Gaal, he wanted, who did he want? I think he wanted like Lewandowski, he wanted Strootman, he wanted Sadio Mane, he ended up going to Liverpool. He wanted all of those players. And then they all come out afterwards and go, yeah, the recruitment department is just awful at United. They don't know what they're doing. So now that we have a manager that goes, that department's rubbish, I'm going to go after the players and get the players that I want. Now we're criticizing him for that because, you know, the perception is that they haven't worked out. Whereas this season, there's 5 games into the season. Who are we to say they haven't worked out thus far?
Yeah, it's too, you know what? But then I think the Anthony tax bears heavy. You know, many people are really upset about the Anthony situation. And you know what? Where you like, I know when there's that funny joke, if all else fails, blame the Glazers. But then there is that thing where back in the day, Man United could have made a mistake on a, like, if Anthony turns out to be a mistake, they could have made that type of mistake and it wouldn't have mattered because we probably just would have bought another player and it wouldn't have shown. But the problem with Man United going forward is we're seeing when you make mistakes like that, they have a long-lasting effect because one, we can't replace it, we can't fix it. It's gonna be all these players that are bad will probably be here for the duration of their whole contracts. Why? Because we give incredible contracts so they never leave. You know, we've had this with every single player that's walked in here. If it doesn't work, we're never going to be able to sell these guys on because we don't have competitive salaries that another team can say, hey, that player's a flop, we'll pick it up. You know what I mean? We'll take this from you and this is how much we're going to pay them the same or maybe 10% more. So now what people are getting angry about is you hear we sponged all the money for Anthony and then January comes around and there's no more money. Well, who's to blame? You start looking at Anthony like, well, it's your fault when he should really look up and say, hey, it's you lot's fault because what the hell's going on here? Like, why is the bar so low in terms of if we're meant to be the biggest club in the world, why don't we act like that in the market? People like 400 million is, I don't care what anyone says, that's not a lot of money now in this day and age of what teams are doing. It's not. You're not being the most competitive club out there in terms of if you're saying you're A grade. When I'm looking at what Barcelona, Real Madrid and stuff are doing, their squad looks like a squad that is worth that kind of money. And we just missed out on it. Camavinga, didn't we want him? There's so many players that
we
missed out on. Quality players that we wanted. And now you play against Arsenal and stuff, and you got Johnny Evans and Maguire at the back at the end of the game. That it shouldn't happen. You know, there's so many issues from above. And now the problem before is, I think Sir Alex was able to, no matter what was going on with the Glazers, he was able to get something out. But then there's only so long that can go on for. Then you can say, well, then Oli was able to Oli still got to spend quite a significant amount. And the money's not the same to the point that now Man United are in the loan stage of doing things. We're loaning players in. Weghorst, Sabitzer, Amrabat. You can tell where the club's at. It's not the best. We need those guys upstairs to do something. We need them to say, hey, we don't want this club anymore. We're not really interested in putting our own money in. We have to let go. Because the only way we're going to get better is if the Glazers say, hey, you know what? We're going to start investing some of our own private money to make this club better. This is the only club. They're the only owners that take dividends out of a club. And no one does that in the league. We're the only one to be bought the way we was bought as well. Like, let these things add up, and you have to say this club is poorly run. And now the damage of what's happened before, the years of erosion, this is where we find ourselves.
I think what worries me, and I noticed this last night, and I tweeted this last night as well, is we have to be really careful, I think, as fans at this point, because the hounds are firmly out, and you're already starting to see the sort of sentiment turn in, and people can say it's a vocal minority, and I think it is still at this point against Ten Hag, but the media, they're like Jaws, they can smell blood, right? And when they just get a whiff of it, they'll go. They'll find a way. So, like I said, Gary Neville comes out and says, oh, I don't know about the recruitment on the Ten Hag. Pick up the phone. Is there any worries about recruitment in the club or anything like that? Well, now that you mention it, actually, boom, 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 story comes out. And we as fans need to be careful and see what they're doing when they put out these kind of reports. Because they put out this super long report. There's concerns, there's worries. And then they end it with, but the people in Man United are very comfortable with it. It's fine. It's a non-issue. Well, if it's a non-issue, why are you reporting it then? Because you're trying to sow seeds of doubt. You're trying to paint this image that all is not well at Manchester United. And don't get me wrong, all is not great at United, particularly, on the pitch, at the boardroom level, the ownership level. You look at the facilities, things aren't great. But we have to break the cycle as fans and not do this thing of when it gets tough, immediately it's shiny new toy. Let's get De Zerbi in. Screw Ten Hag. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to transfers. He doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to play. And that's not to say blindly, be positive and not criticize him as well, or anything like that, because some of the decisions, for instance, he made at the weekend absolutely deserve criticism. Some of the decisions he's made this season thus far absolutely deserve criticism. But then also we have to take a step back and go, come on, we see what you're trying to do here.
I'm getting down with the shit. I'm just letting you know, I'm getting down with the shit this time. I've never done this before. It's Titanic settings. You know those guys with the instruments that said, yo,
playing.
Let's keep playing. I'm going down with the shit. I don't give a, I'm telling you, because, bro, I've tried this. What you need to understand is, okay, imagine, let's play the world, where, let's play the world as if it goes bad. Like, it really goes bad, All right, so Christmas. So then after, Man United need to sort their lives out. Knowing Man United, how are we going to sort our lives out? We need a new manager, Can't find a thing. Missed the interim. Don't know who that is. Hold on. Because Man United trying to get the Zerbi. We can't negotiate shit, So we're going to chase down the Zerbi. Brighton are going to say, for the Zerbi, I'm telling you right now, 100 million. Buyout clause. It's gonna be mad. We'll say, we're not sure. Wait for it to get really bad under the what do you call it, interim guy. De Zerbi finally gets in. I don't know, late Feb, where nothing's happening. It's really bad. And then after he steps in and he's like, don't really like none of these players. I would like to sell your new signings. He's got to now rip up and sell. Did you hear that, by the way? Sell, the players that already, it's not happening, So now he's got a group of players he don't like, and guess what? There's a lot of pressure because he's saying, well, I want to play a certain way. These players can't play it. Well, people, screw that, De Zerbi. These players are supposed to be world class. Get a tune out of them, but I can't. Yes, you can. And then after, well, how good is De Zerbi anyway? Cycle continues. While Glazers rubbing their hands and still taking out their dividends. Bro, we can't do this. We are locked in. This is our situation. Mr. Ten Hag, please fix it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm on, because I know that we haven't got the financial clout, cachet. We couldn't even pay off Maguire. Do you know what you're gonna have to do to pay off Ten Hag with a 4 to something year contract?
I was gonna say we couldn't pay. Was it 50 million for Amrabat? And we're going, well, how could we sack someone, and how could we then get someone else? We wouldn't. Steve McLaren to the end of the season. Speaking Dutch settings, big game.
That actually was sick.
Big game,
bro.
Big games, just big job. He's not even here anymore, Steve. You don't have to speak Dutch anymore. Big games.
I'm telling you now,
He said in the press conference going, it's clear, eh? Steve, you're not him. I don't need to.
But then the cycle continues. The cycle continues. It will never end. And this is the problem. And then after this so new guy that everyone should like, and no one thinks about what they're going through. There's no context in the situation now. Where do I blame the manager? I feel that preseason was rubbish. And I said that while on preseason.
At the time, you said on the pitch.
I said on the pitch. You've done all these, you've got all these players apparently ready that are never playing. Waste of time. And it's not like we done really good and we got all these youngsters to a level that everyone's like, the world needs them. Bro, we sold them for under $1 million and stuff. So it's a waste of, for me, the ROI on training those players and making them, they weren't good. Nothing came from that. Nothing came from them players doing their, having minutes. What you should have done is train the team to play this new style of football and just kept playing these guys. This is what I wanted to see, instead of that would have been the better option, instead of playing all these kids that we're never going to see in a first team squad. It's a waste of time. And then selling them for under $1 million. Come on. That was terrible. I don't know why we did that. Sent it was waste of time, too much movement. The players need to be situated, and we should have just focused and got ready for the season. And that is on Ten Hag, because Ten Hag does plan pre-season. The last one was planned for him. This one is on Ten Hag, so he has to do better.
Yeah, and I think, and that's why I go back to, like, there's nothing to say. It's so black and white with people, isn't it? You know, with people, like, it's either, if you can criticize Ten Hag, he's got to go then. No, he's got to go. At this club, in this current state, with these current owners, things can't be perfect. Like, we know they can't pivot, and that's not accepting what's happening at the moment. It's not, but it's just sort of saying, like, again, when you're repeating the same cycle over and over and over and over and over and over again, doesn't that imply that that's a bigger issue? That all of these managers that come in, I mean, we've had some really good coaches here, KG, over the last sort of decade. I mean, people that have won shit, you know, Jose Mourinho, Louis van Gaal, Eric Ten Hag, you know, and it's like, it's still, and it's, if you're getting the same things happen every time.
And then good players, bro, the players leave and then win. That's the issue. The players leave and go on to success out of here. Like, even, I hated Alexis Sanchez time here. Went to Inter, won. Ashley Young couldn't win a thing. Inter, won. Like, these guys will leave this club and have success. It makes no sense. They'll go on and have good careers. You know, like, looking at, was talking and laughing all the other day, but the guy that really led the charge against us, Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck was the guy, yeah? And he said, look at how far the club's fallen when, look, Danny Welbeck leading the line. And score, like, oh, come on, man. Bro, we need to sort ourselves out. But I'm excited. The killer is, I am still excited. Like, we're back in the Champions League. I know everyone's trying to forget what our manager did. Last season was a good season. There's no way you can tell me it wasn't. Last season was a good season. We went Wembley a bag of times, and he did that. In his first season, no one was expecting that. Now we're having the rocky period. We just got to sit tight. You know, we got to sit tight, back the manager, back the boys, and it is what it is. Like, right now, we're in the banter years of our existence, but we got to just, again, rock with the manager and do things that we've never done before. And that's why I'm deciding this season I'm rocking with this manager. There you go.
Super chats, let's go to them. Jadine says, guys, Rashford and Bruno are not it, just facts. KG, what are your thoughts on that? Because there's been a lot of Rashford and Bruno criticism. Actually, you weren't on the Full View on Sunday as well, actually.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on some of the criticism of Rashford and Bruno? I mean, suppose particularly Rashford, because there's been a lot of sort of discourse of, KG, we're not going to win trophies with Marcus Rashford. We're not going to do anything with him.
It's a bit too heavy on Rashford. And the killer is, like, I hate to be the one to defend him in this moment. I was disappointed with his performance in terms of
me too.
greediness, and you know that I watched you lot talking about his how many shots did he have a goal? 9?
9 without scoring. It's the most since 2016.
It's a lot still. So I was, but then again, we don't want to go back into this toxic thing where, again, this guy was our main player last season and wanted to feel confident. So we don't want him to be groans and grumbling every time he touches the ball. If something's going to happen, it's probably going to happen through Rashford. Like, let's be honest, the two players that everyone wants to hate are probably the guys that are going to make it happen for us on the pitch. Who else are you looking to? Because you can say a name and I'll say, really? What's the likelihood in terms of what we've seen, the analytical data, yeah? What tells you that these guys are going to show up for you? Because the data says these two are probably going to be most likely to get it done. You know, so what we have to do is we just got to get behind them. Now, the Ten Hag just to do some good coaching in regards to saying to Rashford, you know what, like, you need to start finding Højlund, understanding his movement. But again, it's the first game. So it's Højlund's first game in this team and stuff. They still need to build up a partnership. Now, some people click just like that. I know the Martial-Rashford connection was lovely at a certain time. Them two couldn't wait to pass to each other, you know, and this is what the team's got to learn, that while even in this new style of play. So I'm giving the team time. You know what I mean? There's that thing where, I mean, again, Jim, you've been seeing, I mean, trying to make these gains. Yeah. You've been doing the Apple Watch sync up thing, yeah? And bro, sometimes it's like, I know I'm getting better. I'm on the treadmill and I can run for longer now. Like, and but then the weight ain't just dropping off me like quick time. It takes them, but I can see I'm fitter and stronger and I can do things I couldn't do before. So the stuff that they're probably working on that you can't fully see yet. But again, with time, you'll see it. But then we don't want to make it so toxic that these players can't express themselves. You know what I mean? That's the thing where do you want to go back to Rashford being devoid of all confidence and fighting with the fans and stuff? We don't want that version of Rashford because it doesn't serve us. He's on a 5-year contract. You know what I mean? Right now, we got to kind of get these guys to believe in themselves and play football without fear, because Man United is a talent killer sometimes. Players come here and they don't look the same. And what is that? Why is it so hard for players to come? Bro, I couldn't believe Waycor scored for his international team. I said, is that the same guy that we had? I said, wait. I said, hold on. What? Bro, weren't you shocked that Waycor's got that? I said, are you taking a piss?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with that, though, because I think he said something afterwards to the effect of, I don't miss all of these chances. And everyone did sort of go, look, yeah, but we do have eyes and memory. Like, we saw it. You know what I mean? So intense, KG pulled the headphones out. It's one of those, you know what I mean? Let's get to the more super chats. Kevin says, KG, can I get he loves the club?
He loves the
Kenny Fan TV's been a member for 6 months, says it's the KO show, and we are what we are, Netflix FC. Lil Yo-Yo says, KG and Owen, can you do the Colton dance, please? I do understand the reference. You'll be shocked. I understand
well done.
Yeah. Well, I understand the reference of, like everyone knows that one. Who doesn't? I can't do that.
You can't.
I got that.
Go on, at least do one. Do one. Go on, do one.
KG,
come on.
I'll pull like every muscle in my body if I try to do that.
No, man. White people can dance now. I've seen Step It Up. I know the other dance movies with white main leads.
Footloose, when it was banned. Was it Footloose? Dancing's banned in the town because that's real, isn't it?
Step out, 3D. Step out the streets.
No, actually, you know what? Because I kind of stepped over your logic there for a second. So let me just get that straight once again. You now know, in your words, white people can dance because you watch Step It Up 3D.
No, Step It Up too. They dancing. And we're getting back to Patrick Swayze, mate. Yeah, bro, you guys are lit. Get busy.
What? So you were sitting there when you're watching those films and you went, oh.
No, because
start nudging your wife.
Hey. Wait, save the last dance. Are you seeing there's a trend here? There's a trend here. It's not really a big story when we're doing it. It's like,
exactly.
It's expected. What? He's dancing again. Let's make this a blockbuster movie.
That's just another one. Write down. More example. Doesn't write my paper. Do I even need to go into the High School Musical trilogy? No, I don't think I do. No, write that down. Vanessa Ann Hudgens, another one. Yeah.
And there's probably more.
There's probably a lot more.
Mention Owen Swayze.
Amador says our new doctor is from Asda and injury increase. I don't even think he's started yet, actually, as well. And to be fair, people have been pointing out the injury thing and saying this new doctor's going to come in and he's going to fix it. It's bigger than that, really. It's like a wider sports science issue, I think. And people are saying it might just be last season catching up with the team as well. And also, Ten Hag wants to play this new style. So you've got this load from last season plus this new style of play. They can't keep up with it. A bit like when Klopp came in and he's like, right, gegenpress. And everyone went, right, we're injured for like 2 years, basically, because you've got to get used to it. United, Kev Brady says, we finally have an elite manager and the media and our rivals know it. They want him gone. Why is that? Fear. Same as Sir Alex Ferguson in 1990. Trust the process.
Absolutely trust the process. No one, it's not going to be fixed overnight. But then there is this thing, I heard Simon Jordan and revisionism everywhere. Simon Jordan now says, you know that suit that I was talking about? It doesn't fit anymore. I said, wait a minute. You went from it fitting to it doesn't fit to actually it does fit to, you know, that point I made about the suit not fitting him. Yeah, I agree with that point again. Mate, which one is it? You got to choose a lane. Like, it doesn't make sense that, like, these guys, and this is what I'm saying that now, again, I understand if you talk about the elite managers, at the moment in the Premier League, there's only 2 managers that can say they're elite. And I get it in Pep and definitely in Klopp. I'll agree, put my hands up and say, because the evidence proves that. Now there's other managers that are waiting to step into that bracket. They're not there yet. They have to do something to now say, I'm that guy. So now we're looking at Arteta. Will he be that guy? Time will tell. Will Erik ten Hag be that guy? Time will tell. You can't give someone the label without doing it. That's just how it goes. Now people can't wait to they're so excited about Ange Postecoglou. They're excited about De Zerbi. But again, I remember this with Graham Potter. Graham Potter could do no wrong. Who would have thought it would have ended like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Who would have thought it would have ended like that? That's what happens. So there's step ups and there's levels and then there's step ups. Graham Potter was enjoying life at Brighton. Step up 3D. He stepped up and he went into a situation at Chelsea when he had all the finances and could do whatever he needs to do, and he couldn't manage because the club ate him alive. So when you can't even sometimes compare these people's situations to the biggest job in the world, along with the off the pitch stuff, Greenwood, Ronaldo, all everything that comes with the club. It's very difficult. This club will eat you if you're not strong enough.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, Tim Sherwood's gone on Sky Sports saying he hasn't improved a single player, Ten Hag, which
I wanted to stop him. I was so angry. I was so mad. And they're allowed to do it. They're allowed to do it. That's why I call Jamie O how dare you as well. He's another
Gabby.
I don't even want to waste some time with Gary Abonglaho. They all do it, and they're allowed, and they get paid, and then they look down on these channels and say, what do you lot know? You never played the game, mate. You sound like you didn't even know about the game. You sound like
stems from
what are they doing?
It stems from a career and a lifetime of them of when they played. Who always won the league? Man United. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And now that we don't win the league anymore, they love it. And they're always something like, what was the first segment on Monday Night Football last night? It's Man United Brighton. Because of course it is. You know what I mean? They're always, it just, unfortunately, it is what it is, isn't it? People can't not talk about Manchester United. They love it. They love it. There are other games at the weekend, but they don't care about them. Hussein says, clipping this KG, I see this happening. I think referring to something we said previously. Rice and Peas says, shout out to you all. Is it true KG is Flex's uncle? Never knew he was 52.
What?
They're saying that you're Flex's uncle.
Look at me. I've never even played those ages. When I go for roles, it's not 52.
Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine if you go for a role and you're going, just out of curiosity, what's the age of this one? Because it says it's got grandchildren. Yeah, late 50s. Yeah. and you go. So we're gonna have prosthetics. No,
you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Low budget. Yeah. Makeup. It's gonna be a makeup thing then.
No. Nah, you're just going as you are.
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to sort of move my body a bit differently? It's fine. When you walked in, it was perfect.
All kids need. All right, listen. When I get it together, when I get this unit in shape, they're all there. I'm gonna be like, you all laughed at me.
Officer of the Watches says, can Man United really defeat Galatasaray with Zaha and Icardi? Of course we can. Star-Lord's been a member for 15 months, KG. Says, morning, absolutely everyone. Erik ten Hag will cook. We need to be patient. It's 5 games into his second season. I will start to judge Erik ten Hag in the 3rd season in January. And King Stash says, Medjbri showed up in more big games than Bruno this season. Might have to keep playing Bruno as a centre-back in big games.
Who said that?
King
Write
Stash.
it down. Who?
King Stash.
Because he is going to be another one of those guys, that when we say, because when time plays it, time runs its course, he's not going to be able to hide. Because I remember when they did this, Alanga's better than Rashford. There was a whole slew of those people. Where are they now? Weghorst is better than Bruno in the 10. I never forget because he looks after the ball. Never. And they run away. These guys run away. These guys, and again, Mr. Flip-Flop, I flip-flop for fun, but at least I own my shit. Yeah. These other guys, what happened to the 90% of fans that wanted Ten Hag in the first place? Where have they gone? I would love to know. What happened to, again, now all the Onana memes and stuff are saying, is he good enough? Wait, what happened to, we don't need a shot stopper. This what we need right now is distribution. You lot in the past, remember all the streams that we've been on, and you lot don't know you're talking about bloody dinosaurs, keeping the ball out of the net now. Football's evolved. I need someone that can kick. Forget keeping out, then, bro. Now all of a sudden you're looking for one of those, bro. Nah, bruv. These lot need to be called out, bruv. Call them out, bruv, because it's disgusting. Well, everyone is just changing things, and then they won't own to that shit. They will not own that stuff. Now, if you lot want to drop Bruno and start Hannibal week in, week out, be my guest. But don't be upset when it starts to look a certain way. Simple as that, bro. It's disgusting. I hate it here. I even saw, it took everything in me, bro. Wan-Bissaka was injured, yeah. I'm on a rant. Wan-Bissaka was injured, yeah. And then I saw someone tweet, he's shit anyway. I said, is this what we do to our players? Literally, I almost think, I said, you know what? Not going to get involved. I closed X and I walked. I just went and chilled. I said, because this is some bullshit, bro. This club, us fans, need to have a look at ourselves. We need to have a look at ourselves. There's a reason why when in the shit times, players, and I'm going to say it, players want to go and play for Liverpool. Why? Because of the fans. There's an electric of the fans. Even when there was shit, Liverpool will still be able to sign certain players because why? They could make the ground feel special. Players will go there saying, you know what? There's something great about being in that place. And that's what we got to look at ourselves and say, even in the darkest of times, can we still make this feel like a place to be? Because that's all right now, environment and bringing that vibe is going to bring players in, because we haven't got a lot else. We ain't got the finances to compete. So now we have to create an atmosphere. It's like when players want to go to Newcastle, they understand those Geordie fans, they're on your back. Once they love you, that's you for life, bro. You're locked in. Can we create that for any player? Bruno came in as a savior, helped the sinking ship, and now we all hate him. Make it make sense. I don't know,
true.
bro. I don't understand. I don't understand.
The Ollie and Ranić revisionism. We've spoken about this before. People go, it was really good under Ollie. Sorry, did we not go through like how it ended with Ollie going, it's just vibes, there's a coach who doesn't know what he's doing, the dressing room's in a mess, there's factions, the dressing room isn't united, rah, rah, rah. Or Ralph Ranić, Ralph Ranić is better football under Ranić. No, it wasn't. Like, it wasn't. Like, why are we changing history? Why are we pretending that didn't happen? Because it did.
We need to look at ourselves, bro. Honestly, we need to look at ourselves. And I get Bruno's not above reproach. I understand that. But I'm saying, guys, like, can we make this environment better? Like, I know that Arsenal made changes. Even their environment, it was like that season, yeah, Arsenal's different. The ground is different. The atmosphere is like, when you speak to Arsenal fans, they say, listen, the one thing about our thing, yeah, the atmosphere's changed. It's not as toxic as it once was. They're in there supporting the boys consistently. Now, I'm saying right now, I got a feeling that we're coming off as like some of the worst fans right now, bro. That's how it feels. Honestly, I mean, if we're Man United, in the name at least, let's unite and back these boys, bro. Because the media got the knives out, and that's our manager, siege mentality. That's our guy. Let's back the thing. Simple as that. I don't like seeing Harry Maguire in the starting lineup. When he's there, I'll be like, come on, let's go. And it's hard. But I'm saying this is what we have to do. Because, there's no money that's going to fix this. The only way we can fix this is us. Us and backing the team and the manager. That's the only way. If you think, magical money's going to appear, it's not. If we can't pay off Maguire to leave, we struggled over 8 million. 8 million. What are we talking about right now? So you think you're going to be able to get rid of Ten Hag, bring in there'll be interim, and then bring in a new manager, and then get him all the pieces that he wants? You're smoking crack if you think that's what's going to happen, bro. It's not happening. It's not. Sorry. Anyway,
so I feel KG feels better now about himself. That's good. That's what it is. This is therapy.
I just say what I feel, bro.
We've got over 1,800 people watching, less than 300 likes. So if you haven't already, click the like button. I mean, if that's not worth a like from what KG just got off his chest there. I don't know what is.
Sorry,
Exactly. No, it's good. It's good. This is a bit more of positive news, KG. Yeah. Takeover update. Well, it's only 48 hours away from Thursday because Bloomberg journalist David Hellier, friend of the channel, we've had him on a couple of times, has spoken about the Manchester United takeover. He did like a show with Caught Offside, and it was him, Ben Jacobs, and someone else that was on there. And he dropped this interesting pearl of wisdom, KG. He said, quote, I was told that not much will happen in the process in August and September, but it's believed that the process will begin to progress in the next few weeks. My feeling is that Sheikh Jassim will succeed in taking over the club in the end. Thoughts?
Oh my God. Wait.
Another one.
Another round of talks.
Well, he was saying, and it's important to have a little bit more context because I watched the clip of what he was talking about, and he was actually suggesting that the amount of time that it's taken for this, and I don't agree with him on this, but this is what he said. He said that it's not unusual.
Oh, Owen, do one, Owen. Come on, Owen. Don't fight the feeling, bro. Do you need another song to really get you going?
Well, like I'm not.
This is
I
like
don't know what it is.
This is like talking the hardest, just like your version. Don't stop believing, and then just a small town girl. Come on, Owen.
If you go and watch, I think you go on KG's like socials, yeah. When we had the UV party over the summer, yeah, and there was like this sort of group dance going on, right? And it's almost cinematic, yeah, because everyone's doing it or whatever. And then the camera turns and pans in the corner. I'm sitting there with an alcoholic beverage in my hand, going like this.
Because he didn't play Don't Stop Believing.
Then I'd have been knee sliding over it. Yeah. Me and you would have been dirty dancing. I'd have lifted you over my head.
Could you imagine? The streets wouldn't have been ready.
Your hands are out. Don't put KG in the corner. Or actually, I'm in the corner sipping my drink and I just run to you and you go, it's time. And then you lift it.
I need to perform. I'm definitely, because I've just said very much things. I think I need to be on stage. I've gone over my figure of not being on stage. I've said some things that I could get cancelled.
Safe space.
Yeah, when I'm like this, I need to perform.
Safe space. Why do you assume that my go-to song is Journey, Don't Stop Believing?
I just feel like that's going to be your one.
You were really confident. You went, no, I'll sing your song. Just a small town girl.
When you get to that cheap perfume. What? You have to start jumping after that shit, bro. That's something brilliant, though. Absolutely. It's feeling kind of racial. It could be my last day.
Yeah.
It's my last day, isn't it?
It's fun, you know.
All right, let's go.
With the takeover thing, yeah. with the takeover, to steer it straight back into, you know, saving our careers.
Yeah.
With the takeover thing, he did sort of suggest, David Hellier, he was saying that it's not unusual, again, to say that these processes would take this long. He said in industrial takeovers, things can go quiet for a few months and then they come back. He said the problem is with this one, it's Man United and it's played out in the media eye and all that kind of stuff. So he was suggesting that it's not uncommon for this to take this long. But I don't agree with him when it comes to that. And let's face it, KG, are we thinking that, oh yeah, October, this is all going to be settled?
Bro, they're not going anywhere. They're going to be here till the end. It feels like the end of the season. They're going to wait until it gets bad and say, shit. What they can't do now is, the form that we have is probably worrying them, you know, because they're like, we'll get Champions League at the minimum. They said they saw this manager, he's doing really well, and you could see they wanted to sell the club. And then it was like, mate, we're flying to Wembley like all the time now. You know, Wembley's got to be good because obviously they don't even know what they're dealing with. But they're like, could you imagine? We're in a final. What? We're in a final. We didn't even put that much money down. You know, so there's the shock. It said, yeah, charge up the jet. 500. How much was the jet again? 500. What was it? 250,000?
250K, yeah.
250K. Charge up the jet. We're all going. Yeah, they've gone on a few 250,000 pounds jolly ups. Yeah, a few times and thought, you know what? We might have to hold on here. Now you're looking at a situation, and Man United plummeting down the table, and they're like, "Whoa," because these guys don't give a crap, and they're like, "We might have to use our own money." Abort mission, because if they think it's top four, they'll probably stay for that. Now, if they look to the situation and say, "Oh, we can't afford this," and anytime we don't finish in the top four, that's when they have to spend. You know, they have to spend, not for Man United fans, because they want that Champions League money. It's nothing to do with us. It's nothing to do with what we want. It's literally about how much they can get in the dividends. So now they're looking at a situation that's not as rosy as it once was. So hopefully the sale goes through. Hopefully in this worrying moment for them, they say, "Hey, look, this is not a foregone conclusion. It's still quite topsy-turvy. We can't be sure of top 6 even finishes with what this looks like, with all the other teams now getting better." You can say Brighton, where they going to finish in the league this season. You can say Spurs now, where they not even talking about the old school in terms of the Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool and stuff. There's other competitors now. So now they're looking at that, you know, I hope they go, but it just, for me, I don't know if that's happening soon. I don't know like when, you know, and I feel that these guys are just so stupid in terms of how this club is run. It's ridiculous. We don't do good work. You know, we've seen how we investigate players and what's going on. We don't have a clue. We're the worst run club in the Premier League.
Actually, we'll get into that in just a second when it comes to the injuries as well, because that comes into it too. Super chat here from Rice and P says, "I didn't believe you were that old, bro, but today's the first time I've seen you without a hat, and I'm shook."
You know what? I think I look lovely though.
I don't think you know.
I think I look lovely.
Ages you. I don't think it ages you. I don't think no.
Well, I think I'm beautiful. I don't know what that person's talking about. But look at me. Look at my skin.
Yeah, exactly. KG, what's your skincare routine? Is it like mine? Water?
Yeah. It's and you know what? When I do go, like when I'm on the makeup truck, yeah, they're like, "Your skin is brilliant." They only give me anti-shine because this is ridiculous on screen. This is a madness. So there's a bit of anti-shine and them little see-through things. I don't know, but these shiners, they're not called those, but that's what I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's the opposite of sort of buff in a car. The opposite of that, you know what I mean? Take the shine out. And then I'm in the makeup chair for 5 minutes and I get there at 6. It's a liberty. I just have to sit in the trailer like, oh. Wait, so you get in the makeup chair and what do? They literally get a wipe and just wipe your head.
I get so angry and then they tell me,
they go,
lovely. I used to get mad, bro. And then other people are just in the chair and you're like, sometimes I stay in there, but I talk too much. So they're like, go back to your trailer.
Yeah, get out now, please. We've already sort of wiped your head. You're done. Okay. King Stash says, "I love Bruno, but my captain needs to do better. Not going to lie." And D-Train's been a member for 6 months. Says, "Evening, get behind the manager. It's a new season. Yes, he needs to change some things, but give the guy a chance. He turned around last year too. So there is still support for Erik ten Hag as well." Before we wrap up, we've got to talk about KG, what are you giggling at?
Someone says KG turns up with Silk. He turns up with Silk and he ends up with Matt. I've seen a lot of funny things in here today. Someone says KG took too much. Never.
Yeah, no one's ever said you're quite reserved.
I wanted to be. Hey, listen. I always used to try to rebrand myself as a strong type, silent type. You know when you go on holiday and you come back, you're like, listen, it's year 8 now. I want to be the strong silent type.
Well, also, having known you now for a while, KG's got this incredible ability to, even when he's being silent, somehow be loud. I don't know how that's possible.
Oh man,
I
I don't
don't
know
know
if
how that's
anyone else
possible.
had to do the rebrand. Is it just me that was rebranded every year? You're like,
People,
oh, I want
yeah,
to
people
change.
trying. They come back, from summer holidays, and they go, "Look, I've changed. Now, they've got a different haircut or just different personality. You're into different things. Hey, you've been got new Pokemon cards. I don't play that anymore.
I don't do that.
I don't play that anymore. I've evolved in the last 6 weeks. King Stash says, "Oh, remember how in pre-season our best football was played by the youth and fringe players, except at RE Lon's game. But other than that, the youth and fringe players were better than our starters. Why? Why indeed? Why indeed? Let's move on. Talk about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, KG, a favorite topic of yours, and this is not good news because Aaron Wan-Bissaka is out with an injury. Man United released a statement yesterday saying Aaron Wan-Bissaka is set for a period on the sidelines after sustaining an injury during the closing stages of Saturday's game against Brighton and Hove Albion. The right back came on as an 85th minute substitute, having started the game on the bench after battling illness during the week. It's been reported by Laurie Whitwell, though, from The Athletic, that he could be out for up to 2 months after sustaining this hamstring injury. And now just a bit of an update on the absences, KG, that United have currently at the moment. We've got Terrell Malacia, Ahmad.
Another one.
Kobe Mainu.
Go on, kick it. I'll do another one in a second.
Tom Heaton.
Another one.
Mason Mount.
Now
Luke Shaw. I mean, we've got to work on this, KG. I'll start it again. I'm just going to go through it. I'm not going to do another one after each one because it's a pain in the ass. Terrell Malacia, Ahmad, Kobe Mainu, Tom Heaton, Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, Rafael Varane, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Sofian Amrabat, and of course, Sancho and Antony are both out for other reasons. So that is, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players. A starting 11 out for various reasons right now.
Sorry, I've got to be serious in it. It's a lot of players. It's a lot of players. It sucks.
I started my analysis, KG, that you provided there. It's a lot of players and it sucks. I feel like you've really gone off the rails this morning. That's far. Can you believe that, guys? Did you hear that? He went, I've got to be serious. That's a lot of players. It sucks.
Wait, go. Let's go. Let me analyze this. Yeah, let's analyze this. Cause, bro, do you want to be this is the thing. It's too early to be depressed. This is the thing. Yeah, I know Man United is a shitstorm, innit? Yeah, we could depress everyone, and I don't want to be depressed this early on a Tuesday morning. So I'm just trying to get through this day with a bit of levity. Is there a lot of injuries? Absolutely. Am I nervous that the only thing that can save the day is playing players in forced positions? So now what you got to think about is, does Lindelof now have to move to the right back and play Maguire as the centre back? There's a possibility because there's no cover. Do I want to get into that and depress myself? Absolutely not. Do I want to bring in a new signing, Amrabat, and say, you know what? How do you look on the right back? I don't want to do that. Gets really depressing. Do I want to get upset about not paying off Maguire and bringing in Pavard, who could have played a multitude of positions? I could do that. But again, don't want to do that because I'm just, bro, if you really peel back the layers, you can get really sad. And then after there's the other factor is, I remember when the whole crowd booed Erik ten Hag for taking off Højlund, probably to save him in terms of, and guess
Another
what?
Injury.
This could have happened. This is what I'm saying. So you can't, damned if you do, damned if you don't. It was smart to take him off. And now some people will now argue saying, well, if you knew, was a bit unwell, why did you bring him on the pitch in the first place? You can't win. Now, 2 months is excessive for a hamstring injury. I don't know what kind of hamstring he has. Maybe it's because of the slide tackles. But like, bro, I don't understand how it's 2 months. 2 months is long, innit?
It's a long time when it comes to hamstrings. I mean, Mason Mount, he's had a hamstring injury. He's been out since, what was that? The second he played against Spurs, didn't he? And now he's not, well, he might be back tomorrow, maybe, but they're saying maybe Burnley at the weekend. That's been what, 6 weeks? Something like that?
That's a long time.
It's a long time. Hamstrings are a tough one. What's crazy with Wan-Bissaka too is that, as I mentioned, he came on for 5 minutes. He came on for 5 minutes because he was ill, did his hamstring. He left the stadium walking fine. I think, to be fair, a lot of when the rumors came out on the Sunday, we all doubted it because they really stemmed from a Twitter account that nobody had heard from. But credit to them because they were first with the Sancho stuff about refusing to apologize, and first with the Wan-Bissaka news as well. And you're right, Kate.
Do you reckon that's Sancho's burner? He's got a lot of time on his hands.
And his first bit of news is, I've refused to apologize. There you go.
And he travelled with Wan-Bissaka. He's probably on a private jet and said, how's your leg feeling? How's your hamstring feeling? It's a bit tight. You're injured, mate.
Oh, yeah, he's going up the steps on the private jet. He went, I've pulled my hamstring. Damn. What? Say you're ill. Say you're ill. Come on 5. Come on 5 at the end. It'll be fine. Yeah, no problem. No problem. But do you know how wild it is as well, actually, is that when Wan-Bissaka was on the bench at the weekend, and this just sums up the situation United are in, everyone went, it's because he was hanging out with Jadon. Ten Hag doesn't like, guilty by association.
Ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, bro. I'm telling you, again, Man United, man, we're back in the Champions League. There's players that are there. We're going to have to deal with the players on the Ten Hag thing. I need more information. One thing, actually, this is what Ten Hag could do. Ten Hag, tell us the truth when it comes to players and the injuries. We would just like to know. I'm happy you gave us the Wan-Bissaka one, but we need more information. We haven't seen Malacia. The last time we saw Malacia, he was forming a great friendship with Rashford. They were traveling together. There were vibes in. It was incredible. It was like, oh, man, can you imagine they bring back the synergy to the left-hand side? We haven't seen him since. Is he okay? Is what we want to know. We want to know what's the time frame for Kobbie Mainoo. We would like to know, is Mount real Varane? What's the status of some of these injuries? Saying the leg it doesn't suffice anymore.
You know what the thing is, though? That might be the direct line from the medical team. They're that shoddy. What's wrong with him? Leg. Okay. A bit like you with your analysis this morning. They've got the X-ray up and they went, no, I'm just seeing here. You've got an injury to your leg.
Isn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I can feel this. The injury. Yeah, we think it's something wrong with your leg, mate. Yeah, I think so too. How long will be out for? Don't know, mate. They look at the X-ray. They go, you got broken. Oh no, it's just a hair on it. Sorry, it was a hair on it. It wasn't. Sorry, we've diagnosed you with a broken femur.
It's just ridiculous. It is I just hope that we get some Peachy. If you're listening or watching, just kind of do more pushback. The same way they pushed back the other day with the Simon Stone one. It's like, no, yeah. I did ask you.
Did ask that.
That was wicked. You were great, by the way. I love that. You're good at presses. I need that. I didn't ask you that. Where are they? What's the update? A bit of pushback. Don't double up the question. Hit him with, when are these players coming back? That's what we want to know.
Speaking of which, we do have a press conference coming today. It's going to be Erik ten Hag's going to be in Munich doing it, so it's going to be, I think it's 6:30 this evening. So I'll be live about 6:15, 6:45, sorry, closer to 7, something like that. A lot of people are asking as well. They're saying, is the Champions League theme ready? The Champions League theme was already debuted this season. People forget this. If you go back and watch the Champions League draw, the Champions League theme did debut with a heavy influence of KG the Comedian on it as well.
Yep, done that while I was in my hidden location, actually. Yep. I was working. But yeah, yes. It's good, man. I like it. I hope we get to play it for a long time this season.
I know it's going to be really bad if we can only play it 6 times.
Don't say that. We need positivity, bro. Hopium. That's what we got at the moment. If we get a result, we haven't even fathomed the world of if we get a result.
Well, go on then. Before we wrap things up, KG, can we get a result against Bayern Munich Wednesday? Can we do it?
I don't think so, but I want to hope. I don't think so, but I'm hoping. Come on.
Lil Yo says,
we can.
But why can we? Why can we?
I just hope we're going to be organized and we're going to go in there and we're going to say, look, we've been shit. The players fight for each other and they literally every blade of grass is covered. And then we got 8s and 7s all over the pitch. That's what I'm really hoping for. But again, they've got to do it. The players have to do it. Yeah, this is what my big hope. Hoyland steps up, kills it. These are the things I'm really wishing and hoping for. But hey,
Lil Yo says, how many are injured? Too many man, too many man. I do understand that reference as well, KG, yeah?
this is what I'm saying, bro.
It's a song.
Just a small town.
King Stash says, KG, are you rattled, bruv? It's all love, by the way, but our best players are asleep right now. Lissandro, Bruno, Rashford, and Casemiro. We need them right now. If they don't show up, Ten Hag gets sacked. Glory, man.
No, you know what? And I know the term rattled is really negative and stuff, but you just got to be, I'm very reactionary. And I react.
Really?
I ask myself, KG, how do you feel? And I'm like, you're pissed off. And I just say exactly how I feel. So I just go, literally, I go with, I do a quick body check or a feelings check. And I just go with that. So this morning, I was a bit annoyed with just how fans are acting. And I spoke my mind. Wow, that's a mad super chat.
It's a mad one. Yes, but it's a perfect one to wrap up on. King Stash says, you missed some super chats. I think I caught up on that one just a second ago. Also, I can't be sober watching United games or talking about United. I'm mad depressed, not going to lie. I need us to win against Bayern. Well, I mean, drink responsibly and all that kind of stuff. CJ has been a member for 14 months, says, feel like we have that many problems in and around the club at the minute. It's hard to process everything rationally. Football's meant to be my release. And finally, KG, what an ending this is, King Stash, with the $100 super chat. 100, yeah? Saying,
we buy the club.
Yeah, exactly. Say, we must beat Bayern. We must win by any means necessary. If any Man United players are watching this, all I want is for you guys to win. Fight or be forgotten. Whatever devilish tactics you have to do, do it. Even if it's boring and a dead game, please win. We must win.
Oh, you know what? That's crazy. He said any devilish tactics. He says, whatever we got to do, we got to do it. Hey, listen, I think we should listen to King Stash.
Yeah, exactly. Make a deal with the devil. We've already done it. We've already done it this season.
No, I'm not making any deals with anyone. The Nigerian in me is like, God forbid.
Anyway, guys, there you go. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I'll be back later on, as mentioned, with the press conference reaction. Go over to KG's channel. He's going to be live, what, now? 10 minutes?
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about, though. I haven't done minimal prep.
Is the stream set up? Is it set up?
Nah, don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I was going to say, if it was set up, I could redirect all of these 1,500 viewers to you right now, but it's not set up.
That's all right.
It's okay. Anyway, go over to KG's channel. The link's in the video description below anyway, so be sure to check him out. We're out of here. Have a good one. Peace.
Peace.